Hi, I'm the Lockpicking Cuber, and in this video I am having a look at a 3D printed puzzle from the CoreMods Etsy store. This is called the Whirly Rotational puzzle. So the idea of this 3D printed puzzle is that we've got numbers in 4 quadrants, pink, blue, green and yellow, and we have knobs on the back which allow us to turn them. So I can turn the blue numbers, for example, or I can turn the yellow numbers. Now if I just keep turning these individual number colours, then nothing actually gets muddled up, but that's why we have a 5th dial here in the middle. So if I turn that, then I can interchange numbers between the quadrants. And if I keep doing that, then I scramble it. Now one thing you'll notice, by the way, as I go through this, is that there are occasions when this middle dial gets a bit stuck, a bit hard to turn, particularly clockwise. But other than that, it's actually a really well made 3D printed puzzle. It's pretty cheap. It cost me about £24, which, considering it's 3D printed, is actually, I'd say, pretty good. Alright, I'm going to consider that to be scrambled. Now, one thing you may have noticed is that there are fixed positions for the colours, and we can tell this just by turning them offset a little bit, and we see this kind of pink diamond in the middle there, and that means this is the pink quadrant, this one's the blue quadrant, this one's green, and this one is the yellow quadrant. For the first quadrant, it's actually really trivial and intuitive to solve. So we're going to put the 1 in place because it happens to be there, and then we're just going to move the others into place by getting them into these 3 positions here on the middle dial and then rotating them where they belong. So I'll show you what I mean by that. We take this 2, we'll put it here, which we can consider to be the sort of interchange spot for this quadrant. It's the only place in the quadrant that can connect to other quadrants. And where do we want that to go? We want it to go there, so we'll move that down into the interchange spot for that quadrant, and then we'll twist it in. Yeah, it got a bit stuck there. And then move it across. Okay, now we'll do the same with the 3. So the 3 wants to go there, so we'll put its spot there, do the interchange, and then go back. 1, 2, 3. Now we just have the 4 to get into place. And I'm sure you can see what to do there. I'm just going to turn the middle until the 4 is in place. Now, with the second quadrant, it's almost the same, but as you'll see, not quite. So this is the blue quadrant, so we'll do that next. The 4's already in place. Let's get the 3 into place. Same idea, except we just have to get the pink back to how it was. Now, for the next number, the next blue number, instead of putting it into its correct space, I'm going to put it into the one remaining wrong space, and you'll see why in a second. So I'm going to put the 2 there, and I'm going to bring everything back. So now what we've got is the 2 in the wrong place, and the reason for that is that, roughly speaking, everything you do in this is just like with Rubik's Cubes actually. You're doing sort of interchanges of 3 things rather than just 2 things. So it's very difficult to just say I want to put this here without affecting the rest of these. Whereas if I want to put this here and move this to here and then move this back to there, that's quite easy to do. So we'll do that as follows. We'll switch this into that spot. Now we'll bring this this one down to there and switch back. And what that means is that we can set these up without messing up this one. So I'll do the same trick to get the 3rd quadrant, which is the green one. We've already got 2 in place, so let's get the 1 into its place. Okay, doesn't want to turn. Okay, so I got lucky there, and actually the 4 is already in the wrong spot, which is what I want. So I'm going to just put that here, get the 3 there, and so on. Alright, so now we've got the 3 quadrants, and it sort of looks like the 4th one's done because they're all the right colour, but of course they're not in the right positions. And in particular, what we've got here is what looks like a 2-cycle. In other words, we just want to swap these 2 pieces and then we're done. It's kind of impossible just to do a 2-cycle, or at least straightforwardly. What you can do relatively easily is a 3-cycle. So if I just do another rotation, now we've got a 3-cycle. We've got these 3 that want to be cycled with each other. So this wants to go there, and this here. And it turns out there's quite an easy way to do a 3-cycle, but what it does, the algorithm I found, is it cycles these 3. So what I want to do now is I want to get the 3 that need to be cycled, so the 3, the 2 and the 4 into these positions. And then it's just 4 moves to cycle them, and then back we go. So I'm going to show you the 4 moves up on here so you get a sense of what's going on. So say I want to cycle these 3 pieces on here, then I just do a turn of the center dial, this one comes in, dun, dun, and we've now cycled these 3 pieces. So if I do it again, it'll cycle them one more time, and then one more time, it'll be done. There we go. This is a lot like, if you're into cubing, this is a lot like a sledgehammer or a sexy move algorithm in the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. has a somewhat similar effect. In fact, it's very interesting, I think, to compare this puzzle to puzzles like a 3D Rubik's Cube, although it's 2D and it has far fewer moving pieces. There's actually a lot of interesting similarities. So I think if you do get one of these, I'd encourage you to have a think about how it relates to a Rubik's Cube. Maybe compare it with a 2x2 Rubik's Cube, and there's a bit more of a natural comparison. Still not quite right. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. So we want to cycle these 3 pieces, so I'm going to get them like this. I'm going to move that one there, and I'm going to move that there, and then this here. So what I've done now is I've got the 3 pieces that need to be cycled in a row. What I haven't thought about is what order they want to go in. I see, yes, so they want to go this way. So that means I'm going to do this, and then this, and then this, and then this. And it kind of looks like I just messed everything up, but in fact, if I just undo the sort of setup moves that I did at the beginning, like so. Not quite, what are my setup moves? There we go. There we go. Phew, I almost undid the setup moves wrong. And then we're back to being solved. So there we go, that's CoreMods Whirly puzzle. It's actually a really lovely little puzzle and very fun. I think one of the properties that makes a puzzle like this fun for me is it's really easy to get going, so you get a sense of some progress very quickly. And this is what often happens actually with twisty puzzles and other related puzzles, is that you sort of hit a point where you're almost there and it's just very difficult to figure out how to do that last step. It took me a little while to figure out what was going on when I was trying to do a 2 cycle of just 2 pieces, and I was thinking, it's impossible, how do I do this? And then I suddenly had this realization, well, if I just rotate it, it almost always becomes a 3 cycle, or it's easy to get it to become a 3 cycle. So it's the way to think about these things. So yeah, it's I've had a few puzzles from CoreMods now, and they've all been really innovative and fun and interesting. Anyway, yeah, so I recommend this puzzle. I think it's a really nice piece of work, available from CoreMods Etsy store. I hope you've enjoyed watching me play with it, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!